And there's the
Do
other
you
thing
guys want to just... How helpful do you think these archers are going to be? Because if you think that they can be trusted to walk to the south, I can just teleport all of us back to the camp. And see what the fuck's going on over there.
And then we immediately march south. Because we're going to have to... It takes 8 hours to march from either camp,
Yes.
so... If we want to hit there before they are aware that their party hasn't returned, we have to just, as soon as we get there, we start marching, which means there's no long rest.
I don't like coming from the north because it's not as a direct route to the manor. That may be better, though. I don't know.
We will have...
Problem with coming from the north is you've got the gatehouse, or the guardhouse here, you've got to contend with the river, which wasn't very deep. Remember, you could wade across this river pretty easily. In fact, some parts probably only came up to your shin. Whereas coming from the south, you're coming across the field.
Is this a bridge, or is this just a shallow spot here?
No, there's a bridge there.
And then there's a bridge through this house. This was like a mill we could come through?
Sure. I mean, just because your camp's in the north doesn't mean you have to attack from north. You can circle around and attack from the south. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
That's not very complicated at all.
Okay,
it's just
I think
direction you want to come from.
I think with no response, then yeah, teleporting the group, giving, I can always... It starts with the V. Vengeance, right?
Redemption?
Redemption, god damn it, what do I think?
That's like the opposite of vengeance.
I don't know.
They both sound like middle
Yeah,
solid,
basically
like, subtitles.
tell Redemption that, you know, to head up north, and then, yeah, we'll be in... Yeah.
He nods, and our elves form up behind him, and they start walking north.
Alright, I guess we're teleporting to see if the daughter and everyone's all dead, or what's going on.
Yeah.
Or if they're just all asleep.
They could be just all asleep.
Sort out. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, get everyone together into a little circle, teleport.
You can teleport up to 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that's definitely all of you.
Yeah.
What's everybody?
And you teleport
9,
to the
counting
daughter's
myself.
camp.
Which is at a river. That looks like
Oh, I thought for sure this was going to be a circle of trees again.
I'm going to clear the spots of it.
Alright, everyone huddle up.
You have to be in a really small area to teleport, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to be within 10 feet of me.
So get in there, get real close.
Where are you, Eldove?
I don't know where I am because it looks like everything failed to load, so I need to load back in. I'll be right back.
If he thinks I'm promoting him again, he's got another thing coming.
After that circle, I don't blame you.
I think you stay promoted because I was still promoted when I came
No,
back.
I re-promoted you.
Oh, thank you.
And Destil.
Oh, I'm under dice. That's where I am.
Apparently, Khalil is giving Arik a piggyback.
Eldove teleports everybody
now.
back to the same
Am I
serpent
really?
camp. And
Yes.
devastation.
Jesus.
Something,
Well, that sucks.
something or someone has attacked the camp. Bodies litter the area. The pavilion that the daughter was in, and then smaller tents that her commanders were in, have been torn down. You see fires burning here and there amidst the wreckage. Not all the serpents are dead. Some of them are starting to pick up the pieces, but there's been a melee here very recently. And when they see you blink in, a couple of them look over at you and they start walking towards you with their swords drawn. We can use yellow for them as well.
Do I see Fred anywhere?
Not within the first couple of seconds of landing, no.
Alright.
Aaron will approach them with his hands up, sheathing his sword.
I'll call out, Fred!
Okay. And when they see who you are in the darkness, one of them steps forward. She puts her sword in her sheath. You can see where she's taken a blow in combat. The space between her neck and shoulder has been slashed open. Looks like it's been bandaged kind of haphazardly. She says, "They fell upon us in the night. Someone sold us out. The Vizula." Khalil.
The Vizula?
You know the Vizula as another mercenary company. Very small one. Mostly made up of elves. They specialize in hit and run kind of operations. They like to stay small, travel light. Other mercenary companies will hire them on to do tasks of befitting stealthy nature in the desert.
So
Eric,
they were
can
sold
you-
out.
Can you huddle up, Eric? Can you hit them? Can you heal them?
Yeah, I will do that.
Do you know what? Did they take them? Did they kill the rest? I'm looking around for bodies or whatnot.
You see 4 more serpents besides the 5 that approach you, or going amongst the tents. They're moving around. You see a couple of dead sand elves as well, who you assume to be Vazula. They're wearing daggers. They wear belts with 4 daggers in them. The same kind of elven make that your elven archers carry. But they're not dressed the same way. They're not dressed in sandy cloaks. Look like they came in under cover of darkness, hit very hard, very quickly, and then took what they needed and got out. They hadn't quite finished surveying the devastation by when you blinked in. This fight happened very, very recently, within the past hour. Fred, they tell you he fought valiantly, but he took a heavy wound in the combat. They said he gave as well as he got, and they point over to the side where one of the tents has been propped back up. Say he's resting in there. The daughter also took... She was their primary target. By the time she realized what was going on and came out of the tent, the battle was already well underway. And she was stabbed multiple times. They point out on the sand the elves that the daughter slayed during this combat. And they're not sure if she's going to make it either. Amina was taken. Out of all of the serpents here, only 1 prisoner was taken. They carried her off, but they're not sure if she was alive. They
Do you
said
know what?
they were about ready to regroup, find out. They were about to regroup here, and they were debating whether or not they should march after them.
Which way did they go?
South, they indicate towards the village.
Back to
Alright.
the Eudach village.
Can we get everybody into a circle and you do a prayer of healing?
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I would cast Prayer of Healing on Fred and all of the associates that would need it, since none of them are actually dead, right?
You haven't checked yet.
All right. Well, let's check.
Yeah.
Who do you check on, the daughter or Fred?
Fred first, then the daughter.
Tarin will go to the daughter first. He assumes Fred can handle himself.
Fred has been very badly wounded, but he's in relatively good spirits considering.
Good old Fred.
And when you walk into the tent, you see his shirt's been torn off. In his chest, you see where he had been hit with arrows or crossbolts or something that had been taken out and roughly bandaged up. And when he sees you walk in, he says, "Ah, Arik." He coughs up blood into his hand and says, "I was wondering if I was going to die in the desert tonight. It appears that I won't. Find me some wine, will you?"
Like I said, he can take care of himself.
Yeah. And the daughter.
Unconscious,
Yeah, I'll go-
bleeding out.
All right. Yeah. Prayer of Healing. Let's make sure that they all.
So Fred needs somebody's
Survive,
help to limp over to where the daughter is. And you make with the prayer of healing.
Yeah.
And how much does that restore?
I think I'll cast it as level 3. 3d8. 13 plus 8 is 21 hit points.
21, okay. Fred looks very much rejuvenated. And the daughter comes back to consciousness, but you can tell she's still very severely injured.
Can I make a medicine check to try and help that?
Oh, she's already been stabilized.
She's
No,
stable.
If she hadn't been stabilized, she would have been dead long before you got here.
All right.
I rolled the death saves off the table. Just to make sure. And she's more angry and bitter than anything. She says, Someone knew we were here. told him exactly where to find us. Who all standing there? Everybody?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, imagine so.
She looks accusingly at Tarin. Who else knew?
There were us. There was the half-elf, or I'm sorry, the Tiefling, and his men, and that's it. I mean, I don't even think we even told the Tiefling where this was.
Well, you all had made plans here previously, so Redemption and the elves were with you at this camp.
Okay. Yeah. Am I missing anyone? Is there anyone else who knew where we were? I'm saying this out of character to you guys. Like, I don't remember.
I wasn't
we never
there
did
for the session.
We forgot about Lady Irongloves during that last combat. We probably should have had her with us, actually.
Yeah, but we didn't. So she was presumably back here.
Did you tell her to wait back here?
Where would she have been?
I mean,
She would have been here. This was our main staging area, so I assume she was back here.
Yeah, if you told her to wait here, then she's here, but she wouldn't have been dead. If you didn't give her any specific orders, she would have been scouting the area, running recon.
Yeah, we would have.
She worked in the desert a lot of years. She knows the lay of the land out here.
Yeah, she's with us for the most part. So yeah.
Did you tell? What's basically the mage lady from Eudach's village? Poem.
I never told her where we were. I talked to her, but I never gave her any information she'd be able to use to find the place. She's the one who put us in touch with Redemption. I don't see what reason she would have for it.
I thought Amshun did that.
Yeah, but Poem told me to talk to. Poem gave me the name, and Amshun was the one who did the sending to actually let me talk to him.
Yeah, you snuck the copper wire in for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and again, anyone who isn't here right now, aside from Redemption's men, would not know where we were. They might know that we were acting, but they'd have had to find the camp. So I don't know.
What's her name?
Amina was the daughter's second, and
she's gone.
They carried her off, but nobody's sure if she was alive or not.
Carried her off.
And I'll say to the daughter that we have good news. Palace Horse Eater is dead.
She nods and spits on the sand when you mention his name.
Along with all the men he brought with him to raid.
Well, I've lost half my warriors as well. And the ones that stand are not in good condition.
We don't have a lot of time because if they know, if there's a traitor amongst us, then the Silver Eye already knows we're coming, so we need to get moving.
She says, worse than that. If the Fazula are on their payroll, who knows what else they have. Our estimations of their numbers may be way off base.
Orphan was just then we need, if that's true, then we need whoever you can spare.
And the daughter goes to stand up, and she clearly needs the help of one of her warriors to stand. She nods and says that the contract has been paid. Says those of us that can fight will fight.
Given that we've the surprise is already over. Like, there's no point in that. We can just have Arik use most of his healing today, take a rest, and then attack in the morning.
Yeah.
That's assuming they're not coming to us. There could be another raid
even so, like, even if they're coming right now, him using a decent amount of his spell slots on healing can only help. Because
I'm not
he
arguing
can either
with
use
that,
those spell slots now or later.
I need an hour to tell Redemption about the change in plans, but other than that, I'm fine with it.
Now the big problem is, we've lost our rogue contact. So.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's the thing, because I want to have a conversation about the rogue contact, but in a bit.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe not within earshot of the daughter.
No.
No, sorry. I was thinking we were talking privately, but we're still with them. Never mind. Zook has not said that yet.
Well, then think of it this way: if they took Amina, then they didn't put the rest of you to the sword, then they came for her.
The daughter nods.
Oh, are we just gonna sell her out? Okay.
No, this is Khalil going with conjecture.
Why would they want?
She
the
responds.
second, not the...
She says, "We killed a good number of them. It's possible that we routed them. They left to regroup. A tactical retreat is what I would do in their position."
Orphan will ask, could it be that Amina was the mole? If she was the only one they took alive, maybe this was elaborate.
And the daughter
Why would
cuts
they
you
go
off
back?
very angrily. Says that I would trust Amina with my life, and you would do well to not speak ill of her in my presence.
Can you think of a reason why they would take the second and just kill the captain, not the other way around?
One of the other warriors answers is that they probably thought that they did kill her. So we thought she was dead as well until she suddenly started breathing. It was a miracle.
Zook tries to mind leak to Tarin that they might
Zook
want to
can't
stop
mind
this line
link
of
to Tarin. Tarin can mind link to Zook, but not the other way around. We talked about this.
At
I
any
know.
rate, I think that if we don't have the element of surprise, I mean, the thing is, they still don't know if their party's been killed. That's the only thing. But if we don't have the element of surprise, I'm all for resting, healing this group up, and hitting them. I don't want to wait too long, honestly.
Yeah, Orphan nods. I think that we should still go as soon as we can.
I think we'll get more benefit out of 8 hours though than they will at this point, because we'll get the benefit of a completely healed army, and as far as we know, they didn't use any of their mages on this attack. And I'll just look questioningly at
Daughter.
The daughter.
the daughter.
She says, we stand ready to march if we are able.
Did they use any mages on the attack? Is what I was
Oh,
asking.
no. The Faluzar have no mages. There was no...
Yeah,
there
this
was-
was a completely different group.
Unless
Yeah, but
they were using
okay.
magical weapons, but none of the serpents think they were. No, they didn't fall upon them with mages. They fell upon the outer guard first, killed the ones who were keeping watch at night, killed them first, so there was no warning when they fell upon the camp.
I can set up a way of warning us.
Zook also doesn't need a long rest, so he'll take up a stealthy position and keep watch.
I cast.
I think we'll get more benefit out of a rest than they will. Personally.
Yeah, that's fine.
See them for a ways across the desert if they try to come at us.
Before we do any of the resting and the healing, I will cast Locate Creature in an effort to find Amina. Maybe she's around.
Okay? Give me 1 second. I will...
I mean, I would have... If I actually prepared Scrying, I would cast that, and it was a way more definitive answer, but...
You carry a holy water font around with you? Or a
should.
10,000 gold piece expensive mirror?
Now, Locate Creature does not locate Amina, which means she must have been taken within either outside of 1,000 feet from this place or to another plane of existence.
Okay.
So how many spell slots do you have left to heal up with here?
Well, I still have a lot of spell slots, so... I've got a level 6, a level 5, 2 level 4s, 2 level 3s,
Damn, that's a lot
3
of
level
healing.
2s. So, I can heal.
Do you want to save any of these in case they get on us in the next 8 hours?
No, that's... I was thinking about that.
Save the high level ones, burn the weak ones.
Yeah, okay. Do you
Is
want me
Prayer of
to-
Healing your most efficient heal for multiple people?
Yeah. It is. I did take Mass Cure Wounds as well, but that's level 5.
Okay.
Do you want me to tick off how many spell slots I'm actually using?
Tell me how much healing power you can put into the serpents if you're going to try to heal them all up to max. My question, do you have enough spell slots to get them all up to their max HP?
We need to know how hurt they are, really.
Yeah, it's how many need healing?
All of them are injured. The daughter is the worst injured. Even after the healing you already gave her, she still looks very injured.
I mean,
Okay.
if you hit her with a big single target and then do a couple of area effects, you might get them mostly up. Does Fred have any healing left?
Well, we should... Yeah, true.
Does Fred have any healing left? Is he in a
Fred's
condition?
tapped.
Okay.
No, they said Fred fought valiantly. They meant it.
Okay. No, I didn't expect him to. Just double check.
All right.
How many die did he give the daughter?
How many die?
How many dice?
Inspiration dies.
Oh, you his bardic inspiration? There wasn't time for that. He went right for his crossbow.
Okay.
He says he doesn't know these women well enough. He taps his loot. This is for only my most intimate friends.
Surprised you don't know these women well enough yet. You've only been here. You've been here for all of the day, and this is over the mine line.
Yeah, I'll cast.
I'm just picturing Fred just laughs out of nowhere at nothing.
I'll cast Prayer of Healing 3 times at level 2 and see where that gets us.
How much healing is that?
That would be 3 times 2d8.
Plus the static.
Plus 8, plus 8, plus 8.
Okay, go ahead and roll that all up and give me the total.
Alright.
68 plus 24.
Dice.
Wow, where are these rolls coming from?
Wow.
8, 16, 16 plus 7 is 23, plus 7 is 30, 35, 37, plus 8 is 45, plus 8 is 53, plus 8 is 61. So there's 61 hit points to spread around however many daughters are remaining.
Okay. 61 hit points would get the daughter back to full just for herself.
Well, it's an area of effect, so...
Is that 61 to all of them, or do you distribute that?
It would divide by 3.
Or are you casting on 3 of them, or... I don't know how the spell works, you have to tell me.
Okay,
Oh, well, the way the spell works is up to 6 creatures I can see get 2d8 plus whatever my modifier is, which is plus 8. So I rolled
So up
6
to 6
dice.
of them. Yeah, so up to 6 of them, then get that much.
Okay, so what was the 2d8 roll? You rolled 6d8. Roll 2 of them now. Now that we know how the spell works, roll 2d8.
No, he already cast it 3 times. That was the healing from 3 castings. So.
Oh, he's casting it 3
cast
times.
3
Okay.
times.
just pick 2 of those die. Just pick 2 of those die, and just say a number.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if that
16 plus 8 is 24. 6 of them get 24. 6 of them get another 21. And another 6 of them can get 15.
But the daughter gets all 3 of those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll put the daughter back up at max. There are still some lingering injuries amongst the rank and file, but the daughter looks... Well, for one, she looks fit to fight again. For another, she looks very skeptically at you, and she asks what your fish god will ask of her in return for this boon.
That you fight for us.
She is all about... Osprim believes in equality in the sea and the oceans. Therefore...
Glorious combat!
Therefore, it is within your rights that because you were assaulted, that therefore you can assault. You now have the advantage to assault someone else who did this to you.
She doesn't look like she follows you, but she kind of likes the sound of it.
All right.
So what's the plan from here?
Eldove, did you have some magical things you were going to throw up while we took a long rest?
Yeah, I'll just take, I don't know, about 30 minutes and toss up some, whatchamacallit, warnings? Alarm?
Alarm.
Yeah.
What are you doing trying to ward the
It's a...
You can ward a
20
20-foot cube.
It's a 20-foot cube, so I'll spend 30 minutes to set up 3 of them.
Okay.
And I'll set them at, like, likely entrances to camp.
Well, you're out here in the flat desert.
Okay, so where... Could you draw the camp for me?
It's just wreckage everywhere. There's really no features to draw. There was a pavilion tent that the daughter was in. Maybe something like this. But it's been torn down. It's in shambles.
Alright, then I'm just gonna make them randomly around us.
Okay.
Like, I'll set some up. Like, if our defenders are, like, around here-ish... Can you guys see where I'm...
Yeah,
passing?
yeah.
We can see the
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah, if our defenders are around here-ish,
Okay.
I'll set up some lines like around here, like one around here, one around here, so that as a last hope, hopefully it'll pick them up if they're trying to stealth through.
Are those areas or lines?
No, it's a 20
They're
foot cube.
lines.
So it's a,
Oh yeah, it's a 20-foot cube. That's
Yeah.
right.
so if anything enters that 20 foot cube, the alarm goes off.
Right.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
And
He's gonna
I'm going to
position himself.
I'm going to set it up to alert Zook if that happens.
to alert Zook. So Zook
Yeah.
is not taking a long rest. Yes.
Yeah, Zook doesn't need a long rest. He grabbed an arrow from
Yeah.
the camp and he's loaded up now.
Yeah, Orphan simply only needs a short rest. She can do some
Now,
some watch duties.
Yeah,
quick question,
Tarin-
you guys. What did the guys that we told to go blow a horn in the morning?
That's the thing. Tarin will take a short rest and then do a sending to Redemption to tell them to change of plans.
Okay, you already mentioned that. So they're just gonna
Yeah.
try to hold their position as best.
I'll tell them to stay an hour outside of town, and I will message them when we're ready to go. And to be cautious, there are prowling mercenaries, and I'll mention, what's the name of the group?
Oh, the Vu something.
The Visira?
The
Is that
Fasula.
right, Brick? The Vasula. I'll mention the Vasula. So sending will be Vasula attacked camp. We'll inform you when we're ready to go. Stay an hour away from the town. Reply 25 words or less.
The reply is Fasula. How many?
I'll ask daughter how many attacked.
And she shakes her head. She's like, "We're not sure. My best
How
guess
many
might
did
be
they-
20. They
How
killed.
many did they kill?
They killed 4
Okay.
in the camp.
I'll just use another sending. Hard to say. Possibly around 20. 4 were killed. The rest fled with one of the daughter's troops.
And the response comes. So we'll circle west beyond the river.
Okay. And I'll
Okay.
take another short rest, obviously.
Okay.
Tarin, while I'm you're not taking a long rest.
No, I only need short rests.
Can
I
you
haven't
take
used any of my big spells.
Can you let me try to do a dream for half an hour?
Sure.
Keep
You
watch.
can end the, I have 1 slot left after those sendings, so I can keep watch while you do dream.
All right, and try to see if I can dream to Amina.
And you cannot.
Damn! I wake up and shake my head.
Do you think I'll ask her, do you think this was on guild business, or do you think this was something to do with the Eudachs? And I'll ask this over the mind link.
I honestly have no idea. I don't think she sold us out. That would be very unlikely, but it's possible someone working for her did.
Yeah, there's enough fingers in the pie at this point. I didn't know that any of them knew where she was, but I guess they would have to, wouldn't they?
Not necessarily, but you know, there's ways of finding these things out. I'm sure.
Well, if she doesn't have someone here to run messages for her, I mean, I don't think she has any magical ability to talk to people, does she?
She could have a sending stone for all I know.
Okay.
I don't know for certain, but most likely she had some sort of running going on.
So the sun comes up. Those of you who took a long rest get the benefits from it.
Yay.
Ditto for short rests.
Woohoo.
Yay.
And what's the plan from here?
I'll tell them about the sending, so I'll suggest marching south and heading west around the town, around the village. High alert. Giving the town a pretty wide berth.
Refresh my memory. Who are we communicating with? This is Redemption?
Yep.
Okay. Sure, he's not selling us out. I mean, I guess he could be, but probably not.
Doubtful.
Doesn't make a
Came
lot of
to
sense.
him with- Yeah, we
he has
came
a
to
lot
him
to
with
gain
the
from this
opportunity
episode.
to return to grace.
Where is my banana?
So you all gather up with the daughter and her 8 remaining warriors, and giving the town a wide berth. March to the south, keeping the river just on the horizon, and you meet up with Redemption and the elves.
Okay.
Wait, so we're bringing our whole force to the south now. We're not we're not flanking.
We might
Yeah.
split up before we go into the town. But
Right
for
now, you're met up
Yeah.
some ways away.
Okay.
About I'm gonna say 1 or 2 hours. I'm gonna say 2 hours travel west
Okay.
out of town beyond the river.
So about 8 miles. Okay.
Far out of eyeshot of the town, far out of the
Yeah,
radius of what their scouts are likely to see. And Redemption looks, when she sees how much of the daughter's force has been slain, he looks nervous. And he approaches you, Tarin. So we're going to put him on the map now that he's here. So I don't understand. What happened?
They were attacked in the night. I don't know either.
It's as if the Fasula is in play. That complicates things somewhat. So they're unpredictable.
I'll wave Khalil over because he knows more about this than I do.
Khalil knows their
Head on
name
over.
and reputation, but he doesn't know much about their workings.
That's all I really know is that they work for whoever pays them the most.
Throw me a history check, Khalil.
History.
I
History says. Yeah, it's just a flat roll of 11.
Yeah, their reputation is that they're unpredictable, and you've heard rumors from time to time. You've heard the word Fasula whispered amongst kind of unseemly agents, if that makes any sense. Like, a wealthy and well-to-do merchant would not hire this particular band to go out. And you've heard rumors that they've worked with peoples in the desert that civilized races don't do dealings with. For example,
They'd
gnolls.
slit their mama's throat for a nickel.
There was something much more important than what I just said that you should probably have paid attention to.
That gnolls are the kind of dudes that they would.
I didn't hear it because he was talking.
Dole.
Yeah.
Shh. Sorry.
No, I heard it.
Yeah,
I heard it.
You've heard rumors that they work with peoples in the desert that civilized folks don't have dealings with, in particular gnolls.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll explain that to Tarin.
I mean, is it possible that they were scouted out by the gnolls? We've been barely this. I mean, we've had to fight gnolls a few times since we came back here, but the first time we came up the river, it was just swimming with them.
Why would the gnolls want a Mina? That doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just saying, what if the gnolls are the ones that found the camp?
I don't think that they would have attacked. It's a mercenary camp. They knew that
And
they couldn't have profited much.
one of the daughter's warriors confirms that. Says, no, the gnolls would never come within eyeshot of our camp. So they would know far better than that.
Well, when you say that the Vizula work with the gnolls, like
They could
the
have bought
gnolls
the
have
information.
sold them information.
Yeah, exactly.
Khalil's
Like,
heard
hey, we know
rumors. More
Again,
than that,
I
you
mean,
don't
if-
know.
Yeah.
If
so all
they're
the
smart
gnolls would have
enough-
said it.
Yeah, if they're smart enough to know not to come within eyeshot of the camp, they know where the camp is.
Yeah, and they might have sold the information to these
They might
guys
have
for
sold the information. Then those gnolls might have sold the information to the.
Vizula, yeah. Or to the Silverite too. Yeah, maybe.
The Silver Eye contracted them.
Redemption asks, so what now? Is the plan changed? Do we march?
I still think a three-pronged attack is probably the best, but I don't think we'll necessarily be any successful at drawing them out. I don't know if there's any specific preparations anyone here can think of, and I'll get the group and the daughter and Redemption together that would help us assault the place at this point.
Well,
We could just tell.
If we'd ever had the element of surprise, we've lost it by now.
Yeah.
When Polusum didn't come back, they'll know something is wrong on their end.
I mean, the only crazy idea I've got left is just teleport our entire group into the mug and fight our way out. They might not see that coming. It's sort of suicidal, but
It's a little bit
Can't
suicidal.
teleport that many people at once.
Well, we can the 8 of us, like our 8 best fighters.
Our 9 best fighters.
Excellent.
Is there any extra protection someone could give me if I wanted to go in invisible? I know that they can probably see through invisibility.
I remember that they were saying that yes, they can. I remember hearing that somewhere on the VOD.
But at the same time, I would go in stealthy, so it'd be 2 layers of protection.
I mean, I can scry them from a mile away if we just want to look at them. That's a little close, but if you and I move together, I mean, I can make myself invisible on you.
Well, I can make myself invisible to save the spell slot. Because I could try to pick off snipers. I don't know if that's going to be a better use of me than going in with the main force.
I'd be
Now-
worried about you getting...
When you say you
Isolated
can
Zook.
scry, you're using the spell scrying?
No, I'm using the spell Clairvoyance,
Clairvoyance, okay.
which is a 1 mile range.
Alright, continue.
And what does that tell you exactly?
I create a audio or visual sensor, and I can see as if I was seeing through it anywhere within a mile. All my magical senses work through it.
You would be able to tell if they have magical sentries or just people who happen to have magic wandering around, basically.
Yeah, I can see magic. I can see through illusions. I can see through the true form of anything that's been transmuted. I can see. Is there anything else, Tarin? Oh, I can see through magical darkness.
We could go in.
Now, how are you getting all those senses out of clairvoyance? It says when you cast the spell, you have to choose seeing or hearing.
No, but but that's how Tarin. That's all the options Tarin has for seeing with all the Warlock packs I've taken.
Gotcha.
And it says that you can use your elevated magical senses work through the sensor.
Okay, but you can't hear through the sensor. You have to pick one or the other, right?
I have to toggle it. It's a toggle.
Gotcha.
So if we could go, if me and Tarin go invisible, and go in and scry the area.
I mean, I can cast 3 of those before I gotta head back out and rest. So, again, we could get a little bit more information, but I don't think it's a lot. The only value I could see is if I can scry any of the magic users, we can assault them with nightmares the day before we go in. That might be tipping our hand a bit much. That's the only thing. That's the only bit of preparation left that Tarin has ideas for, is to try and disable some of their low-level magic users with the dream spell. But it's kind of dangerous, and it would definitely be letting them know something's up when they wake up. It also does enough psychic damage that low-level wizards would have a hard time with it.
If you use Nightmare, would we be able to, like, if you cast Nightmare, does it take the entire night, or could we go in the middle of the Nightmare before they would tell other people, hey, we got hit by Nightmare last night?
I'm gonna read the dream spell again.
And the other thing is it recognizable that it's the nightmare spell?
Yeah, or does it just seem like we're having nightmares?
Well, I think not being able to recover spells is a pretty big tip-off. Also, the psychic damage. Let's see. Messenger appears monstrous and terrifying to the target. If you do, the messenger can deliver a message of no more than 10 words, and the target must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, echoes of phantasmal monstrosities spawn in a nightmare that lasts the duration of their sleep, and prevents them from gaining any benefit from that rest. In addition, they take 3d6 psychic damage when they wake up.
Yeah, they'll definitely know something magical happened to them.
But they won't wake up during the nightmare. They'll wake up normally, and then
Right.
they...
In particular, if they're
launch our
familiar with
attack.
the dream spell, they'll
They'll
know
know
what
what's up.
happened.
Yeah.
But if they're not,
I'm-
they won't.
What I'm saying is if we launch the Nightmare attack,
Yeah.
then we could also launch a physical attack in the night before they wake up and alert everyone that an attack's coming.
Well, they won't... The thing is, they don't know... The nightmare doesn't wake them up. They
Right,
won't
that's-
know that the... Right, okay. Yeah,
So
sure.
we don't wait till morning to go in when they
Right.
wake up and say, hey, guess what? I got Nightmare attacked last night.
And the thing is, I can cast a lot of nightmares in one night, because I can just put it on other people as the messengers, and I can get those back on short rests.
This may sound like a dumb question, but are we even sure they're casting magic from day to day? To a point
Yeah,
where they're
that's
burning
what I was
spell
thinking,
slots?
because we know the daughter didn't see anyone casting magic, because it was a totally different.
No,
company.
she had seen people cast Wall of Fog or something.
No. I'm saying when her company was attacked.
Right.
Yesterday.
Well, they
No
have
one-
if they can see.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yes.
No one used magic on us when we were fighting horse eaters dudes. No one used magic on the daughter's company, so we don't know if they expended any spell slots worth disabling.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They don't lose spell from nightmares. They
Right,
just don't
that's what I'm
recover.
saying.
Yeah.
They don't get the
Right.
benefit of their long rests.
I mean, the only thing is if they're keeping see invisible up a lot, like we've been suspecting.
Plus, if they
Well-
have wands, don't the wands have the magic spells they want to cast anyway?
Yeah, they might just be using wands for the most part. So, again, it's an option,
What I'm
but we could also
thinking
just
is,
attack.
right, what I'm saying is, what about this? What if we just attack, and then if we need to retreat, then you can nightmare them overnight, and we'll hit them again the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good to me.
That's a possibility.
That's not a bad
Especially since at that point, anyone I'm familiar with, I'll have known them because I'll just be paying attention for people that cast spells, so I'll have much better targets.
Okay, so then my other question is, do you want Zook to lead part of the group, or do you want Zook to go out alone in some capacity?
So I don't think Zook should be with the group because he can do perfectly well at range rather than with the main party.
So I think whenever this thing goes off, Zook will go invisible and try to flank from the different direction that you guys are coming from, and see if he can't take out a sniper or two before he gets noticed.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
like a good use for
Okay.
Zook.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So do we want to have Redemption and the Daughter's forces come in from one side after we've raised a ruckus on the other, or do we want to move in as a single group?
I think PCs from one side, expendable NPCs from the other side.
Well, here, I'm going to load in the
Well, I think-
village, and you guys can
The
draw it
only
out for me.
unexpendable
I think
NPC I would send would be the Redemption himself, since he should probably be leading that group.
I think
think
the
all-
elves and the serpents would be very disappointed to hear that you consider them expendable at all.
Yeah.
That is not
Yeah.
a character.
I think
Don't worry, we're not telling them.
What were you saying, Nick?
the horn strategy is probably still worth trying. Because
Oh no, I say we totally.
they do, especially since they know we're coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they'll be waiting for
Yeah.
somebody to blow a horn.
Okay.
No, I think we totally do Horn from the east, us from the south, and the rest of the crew from the north.
Okay, so draw me on the map. Where's this horn going to go off? And who's going to have it, and who's going to be with them?
I think the plan was to just send one guy out with the horn.
Yeah,
Who-
basically the best among the sand elves. Whoever.
Yes, Sounda.
If they get this close to the hill, they're going to have to be pretty stealthy, because the intelligence you received was that this hill is under guard.
Do we want to send them on the southern hill then, where they don't care?
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah, and my
So-
idea would be that he would go around. Could we? Would it be worth casting Fly on this guy, or just do we care that much?
No.
So who's this going to be?
Unless
This
you
is
want to do it,
one of
Zook.
one of the sand elves.
No, I don't think. I mean, I don't think that I should be doing that, because I think that this is something where they're going to be not engaging. They're going to be trying to lead them away. So
When you ask one of the sand elves to do it, Redemption says, if this job is that important, I'll see it done myself. But I won't send one of my friends out alone. So a patrol could walk by any minute. Anything could happen.
It seems sensible.
All right, I'm good
So
with that.
he points out 5 of the elves. Says the 6 of us will go with this horn. So that puts Redemption and 5 elves on this hill. Not in the
Make
road.
sure they're aware that their job is to leave. They're not to engage in combat.
they can take pot shots as they flee, but we don't want them.
Yeah,
they're not-
any illusionary magic you can use to cover your escape, more power to you.
Okay.
You can confuse them into where you actually are. That's amazing.
And Redemption takes the Hort and his 5 elves, and they break away from the camp.
I'd like to point out that this is the second time we have used a horn-based strategy in the Eudach's village.
Technically, it's the third time. Fourth if you want to get really fiddly about it.
That's also, I think, the same place we did it last time.
Yeah, basically. Because we had
It worked
Zook,
really well last time.
Zook down here using illusion for horn. Somebody was blowing the actual horn over here. And then you use the horn as a bartering tool to get them to stop killing peasants. So,
Yeah.
Alright, so you still have 10 archers and 9 serpents.
And they're all, I think, going to be at the north with Fred.
Yeah.
As relief. And they're going to have orders to come in once we've raised a ruckus.
Did those 9 serpents include the daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's not breaking up her group. 9 of them will stand and fight together.
Do we want them to come to assault the guardhouse directly, or come in through like the fields?
Daughter shakes her head and says, "We don't have enough numbers to take the guardhouse directly."
All right, so we want them to come through maybe through the fields.
So you want them all together? All 9 of them, plus Fred,
I
plus
think-
the 10 archers?
I think splitting them up just puts them in more danger.
Yeah.
Now, when she said she's not going to split up, she's talking about the serpents. She doesn't care what you do with the archers.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Horse Eater's company didn't split up at all, and that helped us make very short work of them.
Again, the idea here is that the magic users will hopefully focus on us.
Yeah, I suppose so. But we don't know how many they have, and we don't know what they're capable of.
Let's have the archers come from the same direction, but from more of a flanking position to cover them.
So the archers to... Because they're going to have guards here, but you're not sure what kind of guards or how many.
So if...
I mean, so one option would be to send them in to take the hill, and then just keep the archers there and have the foot soldiers bait anyone else back towards it.
Now, when you say
Do
take the hill,
fire?
you mean take this here?
Yeah, I mean that.
Daughter
That's where all
nods.
the
She says, when I was stationed in the village, they had magical wards on the reservoir. We were to patrol and check it several times a day, but we didn't have anyone stationed there. She says, absent any way to replace those magical wards, they would have to station guards, but I don't think they would station many.
So what if we had the archers come over the hill and have them come around the hill? Try to have them take the hill and draw people in that direction once they take it? That sound reasonable?
She says she's pretty confident that because the hill sits pretty far back. This is the mug here.
Yeah.
It sits pretty far back from the mug, and there's no light, so under darkness they would be able to. She's pretty confident they could take it quickly and silently and kill any guards. She says unless they have a lot of them stationed there, my group and a couple of these elves should make short work of them.
And then my thought is, after they take the hill, push towards the mug, or hold the hill.
She says, I'm not sure that the Silver Eye value the reservoir. I know that they must, because they know that it's the source of the Eudach's wealth. It's the source of the river. She says, if we hold the hill, it would come down to whether or not Silver Eye decides to retake it immediately or wait until after he's routed the rest of you. He says, we can draw some percentage of their forces away. Taking the hill and holding it would be a good option.
Okay.
But we run the risk of taking the hill and then stand there useless while the fight rages on in the village.
If there's no force coming towards you guys, you push towards the end. How's that sound? Because remember, we're drawing some people this way.
Okay.
And we're hoping to draw some people this way. We're going to be coming up the gut, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says, we could sound a horn.
We have 2 horns?
No, but she'll have one after she kills whatever guards are in front of that hill.
Yeah, sound a horn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you draw that way, they'll draw that way, and we'll come up the other way.
Arik made a
Get
noise.
some bird people.
Arik, what was that noise? Arik.
I'm just gonna start calling Eric Tina.
Oh my god, he's totally Tina Belcher.
If they hear
Yes.
2 horns, that's going. I'm afraid they're going to be confused and
Good.
I hope they're confused.
but then
Confusion is
hunker
good.
down and solidify.
Well, remember, the horns are after we've attacked. There's one horn that's before. That's going to be the signal for us to go in. We're going to try and draw as many of the heavies in as we can.
Okay, so you guys have 10 archers that do not have position yet. Are you sending all of them with the daughter? Or are you
That was
splitting
the
them up?
plan, yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
sending
think the plan was to have the archers come over the back of the hill, and then the foot soldiers were going to come at the hill this way and try to pincer attack that guard.
Okay. And then you guys are going to attack from the south down here?
We're just rolling into town like we own the place.
No.
Zook's going to try to flank, but we'll see how well that goes.
Draw me the group's entrance.
Yeah.
The PCS.
Yeah, the group's entrance is right up the road here.
Draw it for me. Draw me like an arrow pointing up.
I'm trying to do
You have the line out, not the pencil. There you go.
So
Okay.
we're storming the main house.
And then Zook is doing what?
Zook was going to try to come through. Well, from what I can tell, is there going to be more? Because it's the middle of the night. Would this tree line be relatively undefended? From what we've seen.
Back here, remember when I originally drew this map, there's not really a ring of trees. This is not a forested village. You have a slightly greener patch out in the middle of the desert, like an oasis area. So you had... This wood was here. These trees were here because that's where Rolxes kept his cabin. But it's not like a forest as such. Not like a canopy, if that's what you're picturing.
No, but
desert
just cover.
brush, basically.
Well,
Enough cover for you to stealth in, absolutely.
Yeah. Zook's going to go invisible and come in from this direction, and then try to see if he can pick off any snipers on these roofs. And
Okay.
you'll have to tell me if I'm going to
Yeah,
need any resistance
inside-
on the way in.
Inside the tree line here, if he's going to come across this field, presuming he doesn't have any resistance in the field, I would say you could easily see these roofs from just inside the tree line from cover. So that would give you partial cover, and you could stealth there.
And I would come in invisible and in stealth as much as possible. And
You can only take advantage once. Don't get greedy. Well, actually, you can take it twice because you got lucky. You can roll
True.
a super advantage.
Okay, so that's Zook's plan. Unless
Okay.
anyone has an objection.
Now, this red arrow here, this is Orphan, Arik, Khalil, Eldove, and Tarin.
Eldove. Yes.
Yes.
So just the 5 of you.
Yep.
Where's Fred? Fred is
with the daughter. He's their relief.
Okay, so Fred's going with the daughter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And he
He's-
looks
he's
hurt.
there.
He would much rather go with you guys.
They might need some healing.
Fred, they need
during
you
the
more
attack.
than we do.
Do they have any clerics? They don't, do they?
No. No, I mean, when the attack, when you got there, they had bandaged everybody up roughly, everybody they could salvage.
Yeah.
Those that were still alive were stabilized, but you got the sense that some of them bled out sometime after the attack. No, they do not have any priests among them.
Yeah,
No.
we tell Fred that he's needed to help heal. We need a healer in each group, and he will be doing a really good job for us over there.
Also, didn't you want the opportunity to get to know them better?
Fred looks a little bit serious for a moment. He says, "Speaking candidly, Captain," he's like, "I'm not sure that I can offer support to a group that size." He's like, "Don't get me wrong, I'm overwhelmed that you see my capabilities and place so much trust and value in me, but he says that we're talking about a group of 20 soldiers."
I know, Fred, but I only have one Arik. And I hopefully we're bringing him into the worst of it.
He nods. He says, "I'll do the best that I can."
Good luck, buddy.
Love you, Fred.
In character means of expressing bring people up after they reach 0 HP.
And keep in mind, Fred is not at full HP either.
Yeah.
He got a little bit of healing from Arik, but he did not get a lot.
You're
What
out
is-
there to prevent deaths, Fred. Not to keep people at max.
Is Fred carrying any healing potions?
No, he's carrying nothing magical. Every magic item that Fred has used in the campaign, you guys have taken away from him.
Zook hands him 2 potions of healing. Tells him to use this if someone drops. Is that okay?
Sure.
Alright. Zook has 1 potion of healing left on him. Shove that in his throat if he gets knocked down.
So this attack is going to happen tomorrow night or tonight?
Are we ready to go tonight? I don't think we've used any
Yeah,
resources.
I think we're ready to go tonight.
Tonight seems like the time.
All right.
Yeah.
And everybody gets into position. So all you player characters that are coming up from the bottom, go ahead and place yourself just off the path here.
I've lost track of myself. There I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fred's
There
good.
it is.
Aaron, were you gonna? Could you spare a flight spell on me, or is
Yeah, I
that
was
gonna
gonna
take?
say. So let's go ahead and before we split up with Zook, I'll put flight on myself, Zook, and Eldove.
I don't need flight.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
I mean-
Myself, Zook, and Arik.
Okay.
You know what? No, Arik, Khalil, and Zook. I'm fine.
Oh my goodness. Who has fly?
Orphan, you can run faster than you can fly.
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying, Orphan's gonna go ahead and Eternal Mountain Defense before all this starts.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm putting up an armor too, so that's 2 of my spell slots.
I
That
gotta
was an
remember what I have to roll.
excellent time to take a dinner break before all of the doo-doo hits the fan.
All of the poopy.
So just to make sure that I have all my notes here, I'm going to make sure that I heard everybody correctly. The 5 of you are going to come up this path here and make your way toward the manor.
Yep.
Zook is going to come across this field. Take up a position here-ish, yes?
And my plan was to do that slightly, like, before these guys are going to blow their horn. So,
Well, there's
yeah,
no way
'cause
to
your-
coordinate
'cause your-
when they're going to
your
blow the
objective-
horn.
Yeah, your
Right.
objective is to get the snipers, right?
right. So, well, I guess after they blow the horn's fine. But yeah,
The
'cause
daughter's going to blow the horn once she has the hill.
no, I meant these dudes.
Well, they're going to blow their horn after they hear the daughters, because that's the only way they can get a signal. Unless you use ascending to them, tell them now. I mean, that's
They were supposed to start everything. They're supposed to blow their
Yeah,
horn
they
to start.
are the signal.
okay.
Yeah,
so
we were going to tell them, like, after, I don't know, give us an hour to get into position and then blow the horn.
that's why I made sure I had it all down. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the daughter and Fred and them are not even marching in until they hear a horn, right?
Right. The idea
Okay.
is to draw people off. I'm pointing at my screen with my finger, like you can see it. The idea is to draw people off this way.
Okay.
As many people as possible, and that's when we'll start moving.
Okay. Now's an excellent time to take a dinner break.
Yay! We're gonna all die.
Cool.
No, not all of you.
I can raise the dead. In fact, I've even learned, like, I prepared Revivify in case shit really hits the fan.
No, I'm just gonna
Nice.
kill Arik.
Yeah, so, and then he can kill the rest of you.
So let me put Elizabeth on screen here. Now it's 7:15. I gotta go in the kitchen and make my own dinner because my wife is working late tonight.